you not paying your bills and you have the money, but you're just not paying your bills on time, or you're having overdrafts? I've seen this so much in banking. People with plenty of money who couldn't make ends meet because they weren't paying attention. Listen, money will go through your fingers like sand if you're not paying attention to it. It's like having unruly children. You have to be firm with your money. You can be kind, but be firm. So the first thing you're going to do is set a budget. A budget. So that means how much money do you spend, how much money is coming in a month, how much is spent and how much is coming in. Subtract it. What's left, hopefully, will be extra savings. And then you figure out what you've been spending your money on. So that takes about a month of writing things down, thinking about things. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. You're not going to go to your desk for 2 hours and have it all straight. I mean, you can do that, but it really won't be finished, and you will have rushed in like you used to rush in and clean things, and then it'll go back to the way it was. Because first of all, just know there's no perfection. Even in numbers, you're going to make mistakes. Even if you're really good at numbers, you're going to make mistakes, or the bank's not going to be updated at the time you think it should be, or something like that. So the first thing you're going to do is set yourself a budget based on your income. Make sure that you have enough money to pay your rent or your mortgage, your lights, your cable, your phone, your gas, your car payment, your groceries, any credit card bills that you have, any insurance payments that you have, any tax payments that you make or need to save up for. There's a lot more. There's children's things that they do outside of school. There's uniform expenses, clothing and health expenses that are out of pocket. So you have to think about everything. That's why it takes a while. It takes a couple of days of keeping a pad with you and writing down what you spend to know what you really spend, right? Or what comes out of your account. So what I'd like you to do is sit down now and write your budget. So that means write everything you're spending first, everything you can think of. And I know that some will be different every month, but you can get a pretty good idea. Always err on the high side. All right, and then anything you pay quarterly, anything you pay semi-annually, anything you pay annually, anything you pay weekly. I'm going to put those in separate columns eventually. But right now, I just want you to keep a chart, a piece of notebook paper, and just write it down. Keep it in your purse so that when you're sitting at a red light and something pops in your head, you can write it down. And then after a couple of days, I want you to look at it and then separate it out. Okay, these are weekly, these are monthly, this is semi-annually, this is quarterly, this is annually. And then you're going to do the math, and this is not hard math, and this is one reason why people don't pay bills, because it's overwhelming to them, and they think they're not good at math, or they haven't done it in so long. They're just coming from a center of uneasiness and off balance. So we're trying to get you on solid ground here. This isn't a scary thing to do. This is a good thing to do. You're being firm with yourself, but kind. Because look, everybody screws up. It's okay. Come on, we can do this. So what you're going to do now is do simple math. If it's something you pay weekly, which is rare, but if it is, then I want you to multiply it by 4, because there's basically 4 weeks in a month. 4. And then that will be monthly, okay? You could use 5. There are 52 weeks in the year, so there are a couple of months that have 5 weeks. It's up to you, but 4 is pretty good. So 4, that's a monthly charge. Now, that means you're going to hold that money in your account so that every week you have a fourth of it, because you've got it saved up. If something is $25 a week, you're going to keep $100 in your account, because 4 times 25 is 100. So you have 100 in the account. First week you'll have 25, second week 25, third week 25, fourth week 25. Start again the next month, 100 in there, okay? If you have something that is quarterly, then you're going to divide it by 3, because there are 3 months in a quarter. And that's how much you're going to keep in your account for the quarterly bill. So you're not going to spend over, because you'll be going into this money that you're holding. This account is just for bills. Any other kind of spending, I want you to open another account for. Okay, this is just your bill account. And 2 people can't be spending out of this account. If you're paying the bills together, that's fine, but it's just a bill account. It's not something that everybody has a debit card to. Your husband can't go and have lunch out of this account. Okay? That's another big no-no. Or you can't go buy a new purse out of this account. This is just for bills. Okay, if you have something that's semi-annually, then you're going to divide it by 6 because there are 6 months in half a year, which is semi-annual. So divide it by 6, and that's how much you put in that account every month. If you have something that's annually, divide it by 12 because there are 12 months in a year. And that's how much you put in the account. Okay? And so when the bill comes, you're going to have the money to pay it. Now, if it makes you feel more comfortable to have a separate account for saving that money, a little savings account, that's fine. If it's, you just have to be careful when you have a savings account that you're keeping the minimum requirement and that you're not pulling out too often, because if you pull out some accounts, I know that where I bank 3 times a month is free. If you pull out more than that, you're going to pay a fee. So you need to ask, what kind of restrictions do I have on this account? Do I get a free savings account with my checking account? Can I have more than one? Do I have to put $300 in it? Can I just have 25 in it? That's what you're going to do, okay? Or 10 or whatever. All right, next is we're going to add these monthly amounts up and see what your total is. So let's say your total, I'm just going to use round simple numbers. Let's say your total is $2,000 and you bring in $2,400 a month after taxes into your household. Then you'll have enough to pay your $2,000 worth of bills and have $400 left over. If it is that if your bills are $2,000 and you're bringing in $1,800, then you need to cancel something or get rid of something, or look and see what you can do. Because if you've got expensive telephones, maybe you can cut back. On my phone, my husband and I are very frugal. I have it so that I have cellular service at home, and then I keep my cellular service turned off when I'm everywhere else. When I go to Starbucks, I can use theirs. When I go to my grocery store, I can use theirs. When I go to my shopping center, I can use theirs. When I go to my grocery store, I can use theirs. So I really don't have to have it when I'm out and about. Now, I always have time left over, so if I really need to turn on my cellular because I need to use the GPS in my phone, I can do that. I just turn it on, get the GPS up, find out where I'm going to go, turn the cellular off, and I still have where I'm going to go. It still works, okay? Just a little trick. But those little tricks, maybe you've got too many subscriptions on your television. You can cut back on some of that. You're going to have to figure out a way to cut back. Maybe you're spending too much on groceries. Now, I want you to include in here your groceries, your health payments, all of that. Now, there'll also be things that you may or may not include, but I'd like you to think about it. How much do you spend on clothes for your family a year? Maybe you're not spending anything. Maybe you need to have that. Because then you go one day and say, I never buy anything, and you spend $300, when really you may have a $300 budget for yourself, but it's over a 12-month period, and slowly you replace things as they wear out. So you have to be smart and think about that. Also, out-of-pocket health care, co-pays, deductibles, you're going to have some extra money for that. You also want to set up a savings account for emergencies and put money in it every month, because emergencies just happen. That's life. I know this sounds difficult, but it's super easy. So I want you to set up your budget. It just takes time. We're going to do a little bit a day. You're not getting any better, right? You're still messing up. Do the best you can while you're making your budget. Then I want you to look and see who is getting auto-debited from your account. And may I make a recommendation? I would suggest that the auto debit comes from you. In other words, you pay directly from your checking account to them automatically every month, instead of giving somebody your account number and letting them have the key to your account basically to take every month. Because as a banker, I've seen more than once mortgages coming out twice a month in 1 month, and it takes a long time to get your money back, and that can wipe you out. I've seen everything except health care come out more than once in a month. I used to work in a call center for the bank. And it's just not my bank, it's all banks. And it's hard to get your money back. On a mortgage, it's really hard. So you want to set it up so that it's auto-paid from you if you want to do that. Some insurance, like car insurance and things, I've never seen that double draft. and they'll give you a discount to let them take it out. And that's your call. But I really would prefer not to give somebody my account number and let them have access to my money. All right, so you want to have a list of what's coming out when every month, and then you want the list to have on the second column what bills you pay every when. You know, you have that listed and about how much they're going to be, so that you know every Wednesday when you pay bills what needs to be paid next. Even if you didn't get the bill in the mail, you need to know that it still has to be paid. If it got lost in the mail, the people who sent it, that's not their concern. They are not concerned with the post office not getting a mail to you. They're concerned that your bill comes in. So you can call them and say, hey, my such and though is due on the 12th and I haven't gotten a bill yet. How much do I owe? Where do I send it? I'm going to put the account number on the check. Is that all right? You know, or I'm going to send it automatically, or can you send me a new bill, or can you send me an email of the bill? You know, let them know you didn't get the bill, but you want to pay it on time. Don't wait too long, okay? It's your responsibility to pay your bills, not your bill payer, not the people you owe, the people you're in debt to. It's not they want you to pay it, they expect you to pay it, and you've made a commitment to pay it, so let's get it paid. Then you're going to feel better. Even if you have to cut your groceries down, you're going to feel better because everything's getting paid on time. And then you can start thinking about reducing your debt and getting yourself to a place where you are debt-free and your home is paid for and your car is paid for. Everything's paid for except the regular things that have to be paid every month. Being a frugal person gives you that. I'll tell you, paying your bill is being firm with yourself. Being frugal is being kind to yourself because it gives you a new strength. So if you're not paying your bills on time, please start now taking these little steps. There are loads of people who have information on how to do this. Probably your bank's website, when you log into your bank, has a budget plan in there, and they'll give you some ideas. But this is the real basic thing, and you want to pay them. If you'll do what I tell you and pay your bills every week, the ones that are due next, or twice a month, but look at everything every week and make sure everything's turning out okay. Everything's coming out the way it's supposed to. You're sticking with your budget. You're spending $1 less on your groceries, maybe $1 less on your clothes. Just $1 less gives you that control and freedom to know that you can do this. Okay, that's all for today. I want you to pay your bills. I promised someone that I would make this video for them, so I hope this helped you. Have a wonderful day, and always remember to be beautiful because you are beautiful.